lesson 5 here. Boss, I probably use Tetris and just win by going really fast. Never been in triple, so I don't worry about that. Yeah, agree with you, boss.
Would you say most people don't worry about T-spin?
Most people do not worry about T-spin triples. Yeah. Like I said, the highest player I've seen with T-spin triples is Divine. He gets 2 a game.
I'm gonna get this out of your way.
Okay, cool. So now we're going to talk about 4-widing. So this is the newest thing I've been trying to learn. So T-spin triples requiring... Oh. This is not... Oh, my bad. So 4-widing.
Yeah.
A 4-wide strategy, and this is super advanced. So again, not for you, but just if you watch me play, I'm practicing.
I've heard you talk about 4-wide, and I was confused what you meant.
Right. So I'm learning 4-wide now. I'm practicing how to do it. And again, so as you see, like, oh, that's a 4-wide. So you can just be a little bit more. But basically, the concept is you create a stack with a gap of exactly 4 columns wide. So earlier we were talking about Tetris, it needed to be 1 column wide, right? So you're creating that 4 columns wide. And then for best results, you really need 3 pieces remaining. And what you're trying to do here is get combos. So like just clearing 1 line at a time. So you get
you're taking that long piece and turning it flat and bringing it into
So you only want to clear 1 line at a time, because as you start to get 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 line clears in a row, the amount of damage that you're doing to your opponents.
But they have to be back to back?
You can't have any breaks. So let me show you what I mean.
That's confusing.
So here's an example of a 4-wide stack. So you notice this stack over here is all on one side. You can also do it in the middle, but it's pretty complicated. Let me see.
So you've purposely been leaving 4 wide well on the left to be able to do this.
Yeah. So so the higher you go in a 4-wide, the longer you can keep that combo. So this is, what is this? This is
10 or 12
This is like 15. This is 15 high, right? We have 15 blocks high.
Okay.
So if you clear at least 1 line at a time, the highest combo you could get is 15.
Because you're doing back to back.
Well, it's like I'm going to clear 1 of these lines at a time. The most I can get is however high my stack is.
Okay.
But
you're never going to get that many of those pieces in a row, right?
You don't have to. Okay, so here's how it works.
Okay.
So you've got a high stack.
Okay.
Where it's all stacked up, and then you have 4 wide, 4.
And that 3 pieces already messed you up,
and
right?
you have to have 3 pieces. You have to have a starting block, a starting point of 3 pieces. I'll show you what I mean. So this is the critical part: is you 4 columns wide that are empty.
Okay.
3 pieces at the bottom. And that's it. Once you've got that, then you just stack as high as you can without dying.
Wait, I'm confused. Are you getting ready to try to flip an L into that spot?
I'll show you.
Okay.
Yep. So you got to go as high as you can without dying. This is risky because if somebody sends me some garbage, I could easily top out.
You'll be dead. Yeah.
So you have to be careful.
Why so tall? Why not just do half that height?
Because let me show you. So now let's go ahead and go to the next slide. So now that
the text, always the text. Yeah.
Let's see here. Citizen Chase. Okay, so now we're ready. So I've got my thing ready. So once the line clearing begins, so now we're ready to start our combo. So you have to pay attention to your next piece to keep the combo going. So we're actually gonna do this. I'm gonna duplicate this slide.
Okay.
So let me show you how this is gonna work.
Because I'm still completely lost.
Here we go. We're gonna take this. We're gonna play this. We're gonna turn this, and we're gonna put it right here. We only want to clear 1 piece at a time. So we're going to put this right here.
So you don't need the thin piece every time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is going to clear the bottom line right here, right?
Right.
I'm not going to bother clearing out. So now we're left with these 3 pieces, right?
Yeah.
So next, I'm going to take this one. If I look at this, I really don't have a way to get this to only clear 1 line.
Right.
I could lay it like this.
Oh, yeah.
And actually... That would work.
That would clear 1 line.
But the problem is, this is going to leave me in an awkward position, and I can actually spin this in here like that, but that's advanced, and I don't want to do that.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to hold this piece
and
put it up here and lay this one flat. Now, traditionally, when you're dealing with Tetrises, you would only use this if you're going to clear a Tetris. But in a 4-wide strategy, you actually would never clear 4 lines at a time. You only want to clear 1 line at a time.
It doesn't matter which line.
It doesn't matter which line. So you're going to put this here. That's going to clear this line.
Okay.
Next, now I've got this. So now I could put this right there, right?
Yeah.
That's going to work really nicely. Now, of course, that line will be gone.
And that'll leave 1 hole in the next line.
That leaves 1 hole right here. So now we've cleared 3 in a row.
3 single rows in a row.
1, 2, 3. Now, just clearing 3 is not going to do a whole lot, but as this keeps going,
When do you start getting some?
once you get up to like 9 and 10 and 11 and 12, it becomes unstoppable for your opponents. There's nothing they can do, and you can't die.
Really?
Because the amount of damage that you're sending out. So now, like, clearing a Tetris would do like 4 lines of damage. Once you get up to like combos 10 and 11 and 12, you'll be sending out 10, 11, 15 lines of damage
I
at a
thought
time.
6 was the max.
It's just the max for any single attack.
Oh, a
Now
combo.
this is a combo. You're actually clearing.
So is
10.
Tetris just is the game just watching for you to do the same thing in a row? Like, can you do combos with doubles? Here's another 2 line followed by a 2 line followed
but
by a
here's
2
the
line.
problem with doing a double is now you've reduced the amount of combos you can get.
Oh.
Because if you think so, we only have 15 lines that we can work with here.
That's why your stack is so tall.
If we cleared 2. Now all of a sudden our combo has been. If you clear 2 at a time, the most you can get is 5.
You've chopped it in half.
If you clear 1 at a time, you can get 10 or whatever.
So the idea of a tall stack and doing 1 line at a time is you really max your potential for sequence of combos.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah. So really, it becomes how long can I keep this combo going?
Yeah.
And to do that, you clear smaller amounts at a time. So if you look at the way I played Tetris on my first 99 games, I had almost all Tetrises. I would never clear singles or doubles, and it's like 50% of the lines I cleared were Tetrises.
Yeah.
Whereas now, 50% of the lines I clear are singles.
Okay.
And it's just because I'm trying to learn these new strategies, and I'm not the best at it. People are way better. And actually, some people they hate 4 wides because it's so overpowered. People consider it cheating.
Really?
Yeah. But
it seems really hard to do. I mean, you're getting a big reward, but you got to work really hard to set this up, and you're putting yourself a huge risk.
Yep.
The timing. What if somebody just happens to be throwing you 3 or 4 lines right when you do this?
Yep.
You're done.
You're done.
You just did the setup, and then you're out.
Yeah. So the really super advanced players will create a center. So the 4 wide is in the middle.
Okay.
And they've just and that way. So technically, in order to die, you can't. Your piece can't spawn out of here. But theoretically, this could go as high as you want it to go.
So the middle you keep clear so that the pieces can come down?
I've seen this guy, I can't say his name, but like the best player in the world had like 20 or 30 combo because he just kept using his incoming garbage. And he never died. He just kept clearing 1 line at a time.
But wait, as soon as 1 block goes above the top line, you're dead, right?
But you're clearing 1 at a time every time. It's impossible for you to die. Whenever if you do it right, obviously... You have to see
a video of that.
advanced.
Maybe you could send me a YouTube.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I want to see it in action.
The center 4 wide is like one of the hardest things to do. I may try to do it.
So the center version is harder than this version.
Yeah, because this is actually once you figure out how to stack like this, it's fairly easy.
Okay.
It's the same concept as stacking. Basically normally you're using. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Using 9, right? Using 9 columns, and you're just building up for a single well.
Okay.
Now you're just squeezing that down and using 6 instead of 9.
Okay.
So it's the same type of concepts. You're just
you pretend that your thing is only 6 wide, and you're trying to build in there.
Yeah. And then after that, it just becomes a matter of foresight and figuring out, do I want to play this piece or hold it?
Okay.
So that's 4 wide again. You're not gonna actually do that for a while. But now we're gonna close off here with just some actually